welcome back to Rested, Recovered, Radiant Motherhood, where we talk about all things pregnancy, postpartum recovery, and baby sleep on this channel. My name is Sierra Rare, and I am a pelvic floor or women's health physical therapist. I was working in the clinic for lots of years, and now I have 3 little ones, and so I'm trying to just provide resources online for any mamas out there who want to feel rested, recovered, and radiant in motherhood. Today I wanted to share on when you would have an earlier bedtime for your baby. This is specifically applies to a baby who's 5 months and older, mostly closer to 9 months old, around that time frame, and up to 1 year. So the 2 biggest reasons you would want to have an early bedtime, and when I say early bedtime, that is a bedtime before 7 p.m. So sometime around 6 or 6:30 would be considered an early bedtime. There are 2 reasons you would want to have an early bedtime. One is that the naps during the day were really interrupted. So if your baby was taking naps that were shorter than an hour and a half, maybe even lasting only one sleep cycle of 45 minutes, maybe you're out and about, baby has been in a stimulating environment, or just short car naps throughout the day, then having an earlier bedtime could be helpful to prevent her from being overtired. Also, if the last nap of the day ended before 3 p.m., then it would be good to have an early bedtime, because the wake window for a baby around 9 months old is 2.5 to 3.5 hours. So if your last wake window of the day is exceeding that 3.5 hour time frame, then having an earlier bedtime can prevent that wake window being too long before bed. You may think that having a later bedtime will help your baby sleep longer in the morning, but the opposite is actually true. An earlier bedtime can help your baby sleep later into the morning, the following morning. And that is because when your baby is not overtired and they're going to bed before their tired tank is too full, then the stress hormones that are produced to help your baby stay awake when she's overtired won't be produced, so you won't be getting those adrenaline and cortisol hormone release that helps your baby stay awake longer. But these hormones, when they're released, they make it harder for your baby to fall asleep and stay asleep through the night. Earlier bedtimes can help your baby sleep longer in the morning. So let's talk a little more about the tired tank. The tired tank is, you can imagine this as a bucket that's being filled throughout the day. So during your baby's wake windows, when she's awake and learning and just being stimulated, that is slowly filling her tired tank. And so you want to have a perfectly filled tired tank when your baby's ready to go down for a nap and down for bedtime. You don't want it to be overflowing where she's had too much stimulation and too much wake time. But you also don't want it to be too empty where she's not tired enough to go to sleep easily. So you're really watching those wake windows, which you can look up wake windows by age throughout the newborn stage, infancy, and all through childhood. There are typical wake window time frames suggested based on your baby's age. Watching those wake windows can help you when to put your baby down for a nap and at bedtime. You'll see in this video that my baby is perfectly awake and happy at 6:05 p.m., but she had interrupted naps throughout the day, and her last nap ended before 3 p.m., so I decided to put her down by 6:30. Even though she wasn't showing a lot of tired cues, I knew that an earlier bedtime would be good for her. So watching wake windows can help you know when to put your baby down for a nap and bedtime, even if they don't look tired. Okay, so just to recap, 2 biggest reasons to put your baby down for an earlier bedtime is when she's taken short interrupted naps throughout the day, or her last nap of the day ended before 3 p.m. For more baby sleep tips, follow along on this channel. I have 3 little ones who have slept through the night since they were 4 months old, and I'm really passionate about baby sleep and how it helps in postpartum recovery for a rested baby, rested mama, and a peaceful home. I also have these guides that are helpful. So I have a newborn sleep guide that's free on my website, and that's for birth to 2 months. And I have a 3 and 4 month guide available as well. So giving you all my tips for great baby sleep so that you can have a rested home.